This is Gwen. I'm just doing an update. I was at my my former place of employment on the 18th of November to let them know that I was picketing to get my job back since I was forced to retire. I was there on the morning of the 18th from 8:15 to about 9:15. After that, my son went to work that evening. He is a delivery driver. They sent him out on a run. That person had called to let them know that they were there to receive an order. They were going to be home. So my son drove to the apartment for the delivery to drop the delivery off. When he pulled up in the parking lot, there was a small child. This is on the 18th at 9:15 in the evening. This child was out in the parking lot, and my son thought that was strange, a child out in the parking lot, because he was still in the car. And the child asked him if he was looking for a certain address. My son looked down. He didn't say anything. So he got on out the car to do the delivery, which was the address this child asked him about. So when my son got to the apartment door, this child was about waist high to my son. So that would have made that child about 3 feet. My son may be not quite 6 feet. Okay, so my son knocked and no one answered the door. And this kid was still standing there with him. He knocked again and he waited. And he looked and this kid had walked off. So my son knocked again. Okay, no one was there. So when he left to go back to his truck, he noticed that his phone was missing, his iPhone. He looked up and he saw the child standing over at the park. So my son decided he'd go over there because this child is just standing there. He figured the child had his phone, even though his window was let up about 3/10 down. So it was pretty much about that much down. And the child, I don't think the child could have gotten the car, but my son followed the child to get the car. My space is running out. That's why I'm talking fast. Okay, when my son got there, the child started walking. And my son could still see him even though it was dark. My son ended up getting stuck in some wet mud. So when he got out of the mud, he actually went back to the truck. Now my son keeps some of the delivery money in the car. Now this delivery money was in the truck. Some of his money from the deliveries was in the truck. My truck is unmarked. So my son, so this was someone trying to harm him. Why lead him into the park when you didn't take the money? All you took was the iPhone. So I'm thinking this is a threat from this morning from American Airlines. I went back to American Airlines, the DFW SRO building on the 19th. Now, I was setting out. There's a video of this big tractor coming at me in one of my YouTubes. On the 19th, this big tractor is coming at me. Now, and I walk with the limp because of my back. Well, I walk with the cane because if I walk too long straight up, my back started hurting. So I have a cane and a footstool because sometimes I have to sit, and I have my posters. So I had enough time to get to my truck before this big tractor in this big open field got to me, because he just pulled up there at the last minute. I'm like, oh, let me get out of here. He's going to cut around the edges because all the other area and that big open field was already cut. But he sped up and got up on me. So I made it to my truck, loading up my truck. And so I got my camera out to video him because I could feel the grass popping up on me. He had got that close. So he threw the truck in reverse. And now, if you look at the video, I think it's under fear. You can see there's a car behind that tractor on the street because this tractor's up in the big lot. And then I also have a picture of where I was employed at the DFW location. But there were cars driving up. That tractor did not care that there was cars seeing what he was doing. Now, I know there was a threat to my life telling me not to come back out and protest for my job. Okay, this is the reason I want NAACP to represent me. I do want to be reinstated because I was forced to resign. I have not signed my retirement papers. And with all the stress of the harm towards my life, I'm afraid to drive because many times when I drive to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, my car, I had a 3 a.m. start. My car would cut off or something would happen and my van would cut off also. I know I'm going fast because I'm running out of time. We tried to submit a real slow video of what I'm saying, but it won't let me submit it. So I'm trying to make a real quick short one. Okay, so my son is actually working to help me. This is his first time working. He actually weighs over 500 pounds. He just recently lost 200. He has, in my videos, you can see our treadmill where he walks 2 hours a day. Now, you know, with what just happened to him, it's kind of, it's taken a lot of the person that he is away because he had no problem. You know, mother, I'll help. I'll go ahead on and get a job. You know, he got his license this year because he lost enough weight to where he could drive and get his license. And, you know, he was really happy because he has been isolated at home for 5 years. He has not left the property since he's got his license this year. That was his first time leaving the property because of the weight problem. And he's lost, like I said, over 200. He weighs a little more than 500 pounds. But, you know, he was motivated and he wanted to help. Now with that threat to him, it's like every day he goes to work, he's, he has to be alert because this event, this sad thing that happened to him, they didn't take the money out the car. All they took was the phone. This is why we feel American Airlines sent a threat to harm him. Let me know I need to just go away. They're not going to reinstate me. I have PTSD. I know I could survive if I got reinstated at my job with NAACP watching my back since they have been in service for over 101 years. I know they would be there for me throughout my lifetime and my son's lifetime. My time is running out, so I'm going to say bye. Thank you.